Hi there, you can't see me, but this is Yvette and you're in my sewing room. I recently made a sample for a class that I'm teaching at that sewing place in Newmarket, and it's men's t-shirt. It's an older pattern, 2918. One of the things I'd like to cover in this class is how to adapt it to fit the female figure. It's a really easy t-shirt to put together, and so this is what I've been working on. So here I've got a nice textured knit, and when I hemmed it, I decided to use flat-lock stitch as my hemming, and I really like the way it turned out. It barely shows on the front, so I thought I'd show you how I did it. So to begin with, I have a piece of fabric here. This is the same fabric that I used for my t-shirt. I have fused a 3/4 inch wide strip of Heat and Bond Featherlight on the bottom, and I'm going to peel off the paper. And this is how I hemmed the t-shirt and the sleeves of the t-shirt. So 3/4 inch, I'm turning it up, and I'm going to press it. I like this way of fusing and stabilizing a knit hem. It completely disappears. I'm using lots of steam to hold it all together. You can see how beautifully it's holding it together. So now I'm going to go to my serger and I'm going to show you how I did this. So now I'm at my serger. So I have an Amber Air S600, fairly new. I just got it a few months ago and I've been practicing and trying different stitches. So I've selected a 3-thread flat-lock narrow. I've left all my settings the same except for the stitch length. I've upped my stitch length to 3.5 millimeters. I have regular serger thread on the back of the machine, but I used a spool of Metler sewing thread in my needle that matches my fabric perfectly. So let's move down to where all the action is. And I've got a blind hem foot on my serger. You don't need to have this. You can do it without, but the trick to success, or the key to success here, is when I put my fabric under, I need to make sure that I don't cut the fold. So I'm going to put my fabric under the presser foot, but I'm going to fold it so that the hem is underneath. So the fold is going to be on top. The light is not very good. I think you can see it though. So the raw edge is just peeking out underneath the fold. I'm going to raise my presser foot and I'm going to wiggle this in underneath. Really, I am. Come on, under you go. The feed teeth are catching this textured knit. All right, putting the presser foot down. So I'm being really careful that I'm not cutting the fold. There's a few little stitches or threads hanging off the edge here. And now I'm just going to serge. So notice that I'm pulling it back a little bit so that I can see the fold. I can see the little bit of fabric that's peeking in underneath while I'm serging, flat locking this edge, this folded edge. So it's just catching the raw edge and the fold. I'm almost at the end of my sample here. And I'll unfold it and I'll show you. And then we'll go back to the iron where I can press it flat. Serge off the end and then cut my thread. So you can see here how the threads are hanging off the edge. When I fold it back, this is how the hem is going to look, and I'm going to press it here. You'll see it better when I'm at the iron. But from the other side, you can barely see the stitches. So let's go over to the iron. Okay, here we are back at the iron. So I'm just going to give it a little press, smooth it out with my hands here, and then just press it lightly with the iron. You can barely see the stitches, so really it's a gorgeous blind hem. And using the flat-lock stitch made it lay perfectly flat. Here it is on the wrong side. You can see the loose stitches here, which of course is going to make it very stretchy, so it's not going to break as I pull this garment on and off. So that's it, a flat-locked hem. What do you think? You going to give it a try?